murkier than any 10-year-old's should be. Farid's gaze shifted from Hanan's worried face to the sky beyond the balcony. Thick black clouds laced with white streaks of lightning roiled across the horizon, unusual for this time of year. I would know. Another scream rang through the air, and Hanan's eyes grew wide. After several agonizing minutes, the door finally opened. But instead of her silver-haired mother and a squealing infant, there was only the king. "Baba!" Hanan scurried over to her father with Farid, as always close behind. "Is it done? Is my baby brother here?" "Not yet," sighed the king, as he rubbed the bags lining his eyes. "And we don't know the baby's gender yet. You could have a sister." "It's going to be a boy. I just know it," she declared, and at the sight of his daughter's childish bravado, the king laughed for the first time in days. However, the laugh died as the sultana's screaming began anew. Hanan's lip quivered, her eyes flitting between her father and the birthing room door. "They're both going to be fine, right?" she asked. The spirits of all the babies who had not survived seemed to hang in the air between them. If this one did not live, that would make 4 siblings who had never made it past the womb. Only Farid knew the secret names Hanan had given each one, for the subject was too painful for her parents to acknowledge. "Of course they are," said the king, and he meant it, for what was left of his heart refused to consider otherwise. A bright flash of lightning rent the sky in two, followed by low peals of thunder that echoed like drumbeats. No doubt the acolytes at the Wind Temple were in an absolute panic, trying to decipher what message Santrophi, he born of wind and patron deity of all wind-aligned, was trying to send. The king glanced at the storm, muttered something too low for either child to hear, and lowered himself to the ground, ignoring the startled looks from the guards that he would do something so beneath his station. He opened his arms, and though they were nearing the age where such comfort seemed juvenile, both Farid and Hanan gratefully folded themselves within his embrace. "Your mother has faced far worse odds and survived. She is going to survive this too, and when she does, you'll have a new baby to play with." Farid chimed in. "And even if you can't play with the baby, you'll always have me." Hanan smiled at the boy. "That's true. I'll always have you." A flutter of unease ran through the king at the way his ward brightened at those words, but he pushed it away. Farid had been more ghost than boy when he'd first come to Qasar al-Ahari, so withdrawn that one could be in the same room with him for hours and never know. The fact that Hanan had been able to pull him out of his shell was something to celebrate. And besides, wasn't that what every parent wanted? To have their children be as close as these two were? The king began to speak again, but he was cut off by the midwives frantically calling his name. He jumped to his feet and sprinted into the room, and all the princess saw before the door slammed shut was a flurry of movement, her mother's sweat-slicked face and several piles of blood-stained rags. Hanan began to shake, and when Farid reached out to comfort her, she shoved him away and clasped her hands together in prayer. She was sun-aligned, and so she prayed to her patron deity, Gyata the lion, that her new sibling, ideally a brother, would be happy and whole and would always want to play with her, even when she did not feel like sharing her toys or sweets. The priestesses had taught her that the gods rewarded those who gave offerings alongside their demands, and so she declared, I'll do any